everybody, this is AYDENandDAD, and
today we're going to show you how to replace the screen on an iPad mini.
right, a couple months back, somebody dropped something on my iPad, and it landed here, and there's cracks going everywhere. So today we decided to go and pick up a screen replacement, unboxing somewhere on the screen, and we're gonna replace it. So, tools needed. One broken iPad. Right, screwdrivers. They may come with your screen replacement. Spline. Phillips head. Pry bar. Thinner pry bar. Suction cup. Part of the Triforce pry bar. Duct tape, or any other tape. This is to hold down the broken screen when we pull it off, so that glass shards don't get everywhere. Note, use heat-resistant tape if you don't want it to melt when you apply the heat. Just, if you don't want to be cleaning up for 4 weeks. Screen replacement, also very important. It may or may not come with this electronic bit in the home button. Ours is covered with protective film, so that we don't fingerprint it. So, handle this with care. If this breaks, good luck. And then you've got 2 broken iPads. Rubber gloves. These will be needed for everyone that will be touching the screen once the film is off. So, pretty much everybody. I've got 2 pairs. One's over there. One for me, one for Dad. You will also need a hairdryer and or a heat gun. Any hairdryer will do. We have one we got from local department store. We're starting with the hairdryer because it's less than the heat gun and it hopefully won't melt much. While hairdryers are nice and gentle, heat guns melt everything. Rubber gloves, parts of the iPad, the floor, if it's carpet. So we're staying away from this for as long as possible because this thing's a monster. We're gonna take a piece of tape, fold it in the middle, and then tape the screen. Make sure that you cover the big areas, because those glass shards are tiny. So, sheet downy. So to repeat the process, find the rough center, make a big fold, and then tape. Make another fold, and tape. I see Dad laughing off screen. And another fold. This is a slow process. You want to have a lot of time.
Okay guys, what we've noticed is that just with a socket here, if you tug on it a little, you can see the screen lifts up already. So we're going to just see how this goes without even heating it. You can see the glue and stuff down there. See there? But I'm just going to stick this in so that we got the foot in the door, basically. And then work my way around. This end here is where the electronics connect. So that's the button end. If you see on the new one, you'll see the cables and everything is down on that end. So you've got to be very careful. We would have preferred to start on the opposite end, but the opposite end is where we have all the cracks. So we'll just start here and move around towards the top end of the iPad. You can see through the screen there. So we can see where this guy goes and what he does.
And every now and then you may want to move the foot in the door up a little.
Yeah. It is getting loose, so that's maybe not a bad idea. So let's just keep going in that direction. And now it even falls out.
It may be a good idea to get eye protection if you think there's a large chance of your screen suddenly exploding, but we don't think there's much of a chance of that happening.
Unfortunately, this is now getting in the way, so I'm just going to take that off for now. Let's just see what happens. I'm keeping it angled away from my face here just in case it shatters, but it doesn't seem like it wants to do that, so maybe there we need to heat it a little. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do.
Just PSA. If you're watching this and doing what we do step by step, don't, because we've never done this before. So if you're following us exactly and it turns out that the way we do it cracks your screen, maybe don't do this. Just watch till the end and then step by step.
I'm just going the opposite end to see, because the screen is not broken on this side.
Much.
So I just want to gently go through here.
That is kind of the key to this whole procedure. Gently does it. Gently does it.
And the glue there is not really extremely tough.
I'm surprised my screen didn't just fall off before this. And there we go. That's at least half an inch of up.
Yeah, already we got a good gap here. So it's not necessary to keep one in. We just want to go all the way around, or as far as we can.
As a person who loves the iPad, this is terrifying for me.
It's probably best to keep this end sticking up towards the screen.
But yeah, like Dad was saying, you don't know what's below the screen, and you don't want to jab it, because that would be a bit bad.
So as you can see, there's a big crack there, so I'm just trying to get past it. I don't know what we're really going to do there. Let's do the hairdryer.
So once you've given it a little blast of hairdryer, the glue should be a bit more like butter and less like rock. Use your foot in the door, so you don't just put your finger there. So Dad's gotten the screen mostly off. It's now sitting happily at quarter to half inch up from the casing. But only at the back. At the front it's still stubborn.
So I'm just working my way around the corner here. It's holding pretty tight there. And I'm trying to wedge it while I do this. There we go, that's better.
You may need to give it more than one blast of hairdryer, depending on the glue they use.
As you can see, the screen already split here because of all these fine cracks. But I need to get that end off because the other end is held on by electronics. So this is the tricky part here on this whole deal.
So if you have eye protection, now would be a good time to apply that. And it looks like someone got it off. And bam. Done.
The electronic bit is in that corner there. So I'm just gonna keep that together while I unfold it.
Fold it like a clamshell. Now this is the bit where good eyes come in.
Okay guys, looks like we need to get in below this corner here to get that ribbon out. And that means we're gonna have to take the real screen off. This is only a screen protector. This is the real screen of the tablet.
It's the LCD bit.
There are 4 screws in the corners there, and the little Phillips head screwdriver is just the thing for that. So we're gonna see what happens if we unscrew them.
And if your screen replacement kit doesn't come with a Phillips set. You can use a set of jeweler's screwdrivers, probably.
And you want to keep these little guys in a safe place so you don't lose them. You can see they're tiny little guys, so be careful. If they jump away, you're going to have trouble finding them again. And you'll see some of them have this little foam rubber sticky bits on them. Just pull that off or to the side. And I'll screw that as well. Put enough pressure on the screwdriver to not slip, because these tiny little screws tend to damage easily. I'm just going to see if it'll go up now. We've taken 4 of them off. So I'm just slowly pulling up on it. Be careful, this is glass. You don't want to crack this guy.
Yeah, this thing will run you a pretty penny.
So you can see it's coming loose, and if necessary you can heat it up. Just be very careful,
because this thing melts well. Try just taking the screen, the LCD, and just folding it. See what happens. Yep, ribbon.
In this corner you'll see there's also a ribbon for the screen, so just be very careful when you do that. That ribbon goes below this aluminum plate, so just fold that over. Okay, as you can see there, this thing has been opened before. Unfortunately we have to loosen this whole aluminum plate here because the ribbon is going underneath it there. I think we did buy it used. There's a few missing screws here, is one way to tell. Some scratches here on this aluminum plate. So these are tiny little screws that I just want to get out here. Okay, looks like it's loose. Let's see. There it goes. And there's where we need to get in. There's 3 more screws there.
And this big monster is the battery.
Oh yeah, big and flat one. Lithium ion. I don't know if they're the same. I want to keep them separate. I think they're all the same though. Okay, again just a cover plate. We didn't show you to disconnect this before starting disconnecting the screen and the digitizer, right? The LCD and the digitizer connectors. But you should really do that first, because the thing has power. Even though you powered it off, it's always powering the circuit board in some way. So best would be to just disconnect this first. And what we saw was that when we tried to bring this up, we put everything back together and powered it on, and the LCD backlighting wasn't functioning properly. So we had images on the screen, but it was very, very dim, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I read up on it, and people suggest problems with a little component below this on the motherboard that you have to desolder. You don't want to do all that. Some people suggest that something around the home button here on the digitizer screen could be influencing your backlighting of your LCD. If you haven't soldered any parts on there, if you bought this specific one that we bought, it comes with all these parts, so nothing there should be your problem. I'm thinking the fact that I didn't disconnect this power connector from the battery caused the problem. I disconnected it, looked for problems, and after a while I put it back, put the new screen back in, and then it worked. Now,
use the screwdriver to pull it off.
Yeah, there's some tiny little things there. I think it just lifts up.
Yep, you just pop it off. Flathead screwdriver.
I don't know if a tiny one here.
Just torsion wrench.
It's maybe not a bad idea. Let's see if we can use this. There we go. That's actually a great idea. Just be careful with static. This is plastic, so it picks up static easy, so ground it first maybe before you do that, because there's some tiny little components there that you could zap if you have static in the plastic. Alrighty, so this guy we want to reuse, so be very careful with this. This is your real LCD screen.